I'm sorry, but we can't hear the English.
Sorry, I do apologize. I tried to unmute earlier. Now it is okay. So Theo is going to do the anthroposophical body scan. In the mindfulness, the body scan is a very important part of coming to ourselves. So we're not just working out of our heads, but that we're actually becoming mindful of our whole self to build up our forces. There are many different ways of doing this, and we need to work through the body, through the different parts of the body, one after the other, streaming to the different parts of our body to feel the whole body as one and to experience how we breathe into our body, connected to our bodies. And we need time for this. And Katarina Fromberg, thank you, Isa Katarina, that you've allowed us to hand this on. That this is an indication from Steiner in the 9th class lesson, which was given for the students of his spiritual path, where he recommended that this strengthened us inwardly. And he pointed to a basic principle of eurythmy, that we become a sense organ. We should become a sense organ. And that a child, before it learns to walk, it is completely a sense organ. And everything that takes place outside vibrates within him. And then as he starts to walk, this disappears, and he only has partial perception and eurythmy. Maybe we can experience this a little bit during this conference, that everything takes place over the perception. So I don't do very much, but I'm actually using my perception, using my awareness. And Isa Katarina Fromberg worked with this, that we can use this in a therapeutic way. And you have 4 steps, and I will explain the 4 steps, and then after we will be doing it with ourselves, with each other. And the first one is come to yourself, sit down, upright or leaning back, just as you wish. And then we, one after the other, go to the physical aspect of our body, and then the watery aspect of our body, and then the aeriform aspect of our body, and then the warmth aspect of our body. And this is the difference, that we don't have body parts. And you say there's the body, the feet and the head, that we're not going through it, but we're going through it in a physical aspect. Then we have the fluid aspect, the way it all flows within us, and then the way the air flows through us, and then how we are warmed through. And this wholeness that is, again, a sense experience. And there we have the belief that our body is a part of the human being. And when we are recognized, that gives me strength. And so when the body is recognized, the body is not just a body, but the physical is recognized, the watery aspect is recognized, then each of those feel recognized, and each one builds its strength. And then each one builds its house in which I can then re-enter and live better in my own house. So then when I work on my sheath, I then can help others better. And there are a few key aspects here. And when you look at the physical, we try, we say, yes, I feel my bones, I feel my weight, and that is my support. My support carries me. And with the watery aspect, and it is shown, these are things that we can't really take hold of. I can't feel my bones, but I can, in a certain way, as though I could feel as though I feel bones. And this is the main aspect of eurythmy, is I try to sense my spine. I try to sense my femur, even if I can't actually do this, but I try to do this. If I try and put a rusty key in a door and then try to move it, it doesn't seem to work. But if you try to do it and somebody says, yes, that's coming on, then that gives you strength to encourage you. So with the watery aspect, we could feel what is flowing through us, what is moving through us, and all of this sensing. The sensing is an element of life. And if we notice that these are forces that we use for the physical body, then we come to the third one. We notice that in the water, it is streamed through by air. And there we can say something else is brought in that harmonizes. Water vibrates, and yet we have a certain caring, a certain nurturing with the air. The air nurtures us. And then with warmth, we can see how warmth connects everything, creates an inner space, and it helps me. It helps me to come to myself. They are like helpers to me, helpers to experience myself. So I invite you to sit down and perhaps just 10 minutes to follow this. Sit relaxed on your chair or sitting with crossed legs on the floor. You can be upright and keeping your pelvis free. It can move, or you can lean back so that you feel supported and carried. You can close your eyes, or in a relaxed way, unfocused, have your eyes open. And then try to let go. You don't collapse, but you let go. Feel the soles of your feet on the floor and have the feeling that they are touching the floor as a sense organ. And without moving the feet, you could imagine, I can feel with the whole of the sole of my foot. And the heels have a right angle so that it's possible that I can feel the earth. And then I feel the weight of my body, the weight of my shoulders, the weight of my stomach. Let it hang a little bit. The weight of my upper legs. And now let's see if I can find something that supports me, that I don't have to collapse. Can I feel my spine and its support that it gives me? Can I try to feel a bone? And try, I will just try it. Can I feel the weight of my head? And then the supportive forces that are there to carry this weight. Can I feel how my arms are pressed gently on my legs? And can I feel in my thighs that I experience the weight of my arms? Can I feel the chair or the floor pressing into where I'm sitting? And also to experience how I'm being supported, how I am carried. And where do you find firmness? The firmness that supports you. Then we proceed to the watery in us. Try to feel, try to sense the streaming, the vibrating, the living that is all flowing through your body, in the blood, also in the periphery, it is pulsing. And at what pace it travels back to the heart, to the center. And other fluids come from the periphery to the center. Everywhere where you feel little tinglings, fluid is probably there. How does the stream run from the heart down to the rest of the body? How does it stream down into the legs? Do you feel streaming outwards, or do you feel streaming inwards? Which do you feel the most? Are there particular parts of your body that you can feel it more? Perhaps a small pulsating on the ankles, or in your stomach. And do you feel any fluid in the head? Can you feel your saliva flowing? Where do you find? Where do you sense? Where do you experience fluid? And when we now proceed to the airy form, do you feel the lifting and falling of the chest? Do you perhaps feel how the stomach is directly connected to the diaphragm? Can you, in that which is streaming through the body, can you try to experience that air is also streaming in the flow, and to make contact with this air? In the legs, in the arms, in the head, and when you breathe through the nose into your lungs, can you experience this nurturing quality that comes about there? And also in this nourishing and caring, holding, maintaining, have some contact to this. And when you feel once again where everything is breathing, where does the breath go to? Maybe you discover there are many places where it breathes. Now we go further to warmth, and we try, first of all, to experience the warmth of your body. Where is your body warmer and where is it less warm? Where is it fresher? Where is it more like a nest? Where is it comfortable like a nest? You could try to have the warmth around you, but there's an enveloping sheath of warmth around you that you can feel very close to you. And you can try to feel that this warmth enveloping you is like a wholeness. It creates a wholeness within you. At least it tries to create a wholeness within you. And then you go to the warmth inside you. The warmth tries to build a house within you, tries to help you to be at home within yourself. Can you find warmth in your breath? Do you find warmth in your head? Do you find islands of warmth? Feel complete within your warmth. Feel the airy form that nurtures you and streams through you. Feel the watery that flows through you, playfully circulating. Feel the solid that supports you. And that gives you your supportive qualities here on the earth. And then let go. Feel content. As it is, as it is. It's not about that you experienced so much and that you did everything correctly. Your inner being reacts to the fact that you tried to perceive, that you tried to sense. Relax. Open your eyes if they were closed. Look around the room. Perhaps stretch. Breathe. And then another 2 minutes of relaxing, letting go. How was it for you? What sounds within you at this time? What does your inner voice say to you? What does your relaxation speak to you about? What does your contentment say to you? So if I may, now at the end, in conclusion, I would like to speak about the next 9 weeks, where every Sunday we will be meeting one another I would like to put this in the symbol of O, the sound of O. We work with the letters in eurythmy. Each letter has its own power force, and that one of the most important sounds is O, or. Doesn't mean to say that the others, it's like a family, all are important. But in our work here, the most important one is O, or. And I would like to take time to work with this now. We will make a journey, have a journey through or. And anybody who would like to is invited to join. And I will show you an exercise that is called light and weight O, or. So calmly stand in a resting position. Only the translators, unless you've got a microphone without a lead. The O is the vowel that comes straight from the heart. And take your hands before your heart, and we are connecting ourselves to our hearts. Move your hands from your heart. And then with the heart forces, see that the hands meet at the front and the fingers touch. A full rounded O. And O always does this. It brings us to the front. Brings us a little bit of weight in the front. So letting go. And I do it all from my heart. My hands return to my heart. In eurythmy, the movements start from the heart. The movements happen. The movements happen. I don't push the hands. The hands move. I move with my heart. My heart forces. Send the hands, the breast muscles, and connect the hands together. And I become bigger inside. Come back to the heart. And then the breath reacts when I'm coming back. Eurythmy is a very special movement. It's about opposites. It's about the human being. And the breath belongs to this. One has a deepened breath with each exercise. And now stand. The feet are fairly close together, and use the tips of the fingers pointing down to the feet, and imagine your fingers are underneath the soles of the feet. Lengthen yourself, and then you can draw a triangle to the right and left of your body, and you have the feeling, I stand inside this triangle, a triangle made out of light. And when I allow this to develop, I become quite labile, quite movable. This tower could move in the wind. It has roots. And come back to yourself again. And now allow the breath to respond. A triangle out of light, movable. And now we do the opposite. The fingertips have a point above my head. And then I draw a triangle, left and right, going down. And it is like a triangle of stability, of heaviness. And we allow our legs also to connect with this, left and right. And we feel the heaviness, we feel the weight pulling us down. I'm stable. If a storm came, I would not fall over. I'm very stable. And then relax. And it's so nice to come back to the center, to become a human being again. Now we went into two extremes. And when I don't lose myself in what I'm doing, but if I hold the opposite, so if I do the light triangle once again, and I feel myself from below up to above, I feel my body, and it doesn't pull me up. I'm connected with my feet, and I can build this up. I feel my roots. I feel myself. And I feel the labile quality, the movable quality. And I allow my body to be rocked in the wind. I resonate with it. And then notice my breath. My breath reacts. And then there's another breath that comes afterwards. And that is a thank you from our bodies. And again, the heavy triangle of weight. Now we have this supporting feeling. We can imagine a pyramid. But to practice this, we need to let go. We start at the top and we go down each side. We become wider. The head is wider, the neck is wider, the head sits on the shoulders, the lungs are wider, the stomach becomes fat. I have to be careful that I'm rooted. I open my pelvic floor, my feet, the soles of my feet become very fat and wide. And then inwardly, feel these forces in the wholeness. Feel the weight. Feel this. I can stand within this pyramid. And now remember the lightness. Take it also from below. It started below. And this light quality of triangle, the light triangle, bring that light triangle to this now. This was this movable feeling. And then feel the heaviness of the heavy triangle. And now, do the next. We say, yes, there are two triangles, two different forces. And these I take in my arms. They have a waist. And I am the belt around these two triangles. I create a belt holding the two triangles together in a loving way. Can I feel my light triangle? Can I feel my weight triangle? And then with the hands, turn the hands a little bit. Emphasize the light triangle. And now emphasize the weight triangle. Now I feel weight. And then I turn just a tiny little bit and I feel the light triangle. In my whole body, I feel the light triangle. And then O or all cares for this living harmony of both of these forces within us, of light and weight. And because O is symbolizes the forces of love, the powers of love, bringing opposites together. I would like to use these awe thoughts and this lightness and weight, that in a human way, this harmony that we are bringing into rhythm and healing, and that this we would take with us into this next week. And I invite you now to sit down and just to resonate once again. So that we would all feel embraced in a loving way by one another. And as Harold said, the social is very important. And we need this. And when it's too much, we must look to this. And so we can see that it has its own place and it brings the quality to our work.